What is up, Bachelor Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. I am Aaron Clancy, joined by my co-hosts Jill and Mari. Same as last week, Joe is not here, but we enjoyed it so much that we had to do it again. As always, we do have our Bachelor Nation breakdown as well as our Clickbait of the week. And our guest this week is none other than Christina Mandrell. No one has heard from her since the end of this last season of The Bachelor. Everyone's been really dying to, see what she has to say. I heard that word on the street is that she has some piping hot tea. So, like I said, super, super excited to talk to her today. And guys, how we doing? Mari, you're on the cruise?
I am. I'm on a cruise right now. Kenny and I are on a voyage for my birthday, so celebrating all week still, even though it was on Sunday. And we're having a great time. We're in Mexico right now.
I've never been on a cruise. How's the seasickness?
You know what? I actually have not had any seasickness. And it's funny because I asked on Instagram for people to give me like cruise tips and advice. And everybody was saying like, take ginger chews, wear like sea bands. The sickness is so bad. And I have not had any ounce of seasickness. I haven't taken anything. So I guess I just have a strong stomach.
The one thing I know about cruises are they're super fun unless you get seasick. Then it's like a nightmare from hell. You can't get off the boat.
You're just stuck there. I can't imagine. But thankfully, we're not dealing with that.
I, too, have never been on a cruise. And I'm always afraid of like the norovirus, like getting sick and the whole ship getting sick at the same time. That'd be an absolute nightmare.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
Really? Aaron, what?
Yeah, I did get a lot of tips about that as well. Luckily, by some miracle, I actually was sick the week before our cruise. So like my antibodies are up. I'm like good to go. My immune system's stronger now. So if there is something going around on the ship, hopefully I don't catch it. But I made sure to stock up on my vitamins, all my supplements to make sure that we're good on that end.
Amazing. Where's this cruise going?
So yesterday we were in Honduras and today we're in Mexico. And then tomorrow we're going to the Bahamas. And so it's just a little Caribbean tour. And then we go back to Miami, which will be nice because my dad lives in Florida. So we're going to meet with him before we get back to Chicago.
Oh, perfect.
Epic, wholesome. Yeah, I'm not on a cruise, but we finally got some good weather out in San Diego here, so I'm gonna be out poolside. Poolside's my best side, you know how it is.
Oh my god! Finally got good weather in San Diego. Unbelievable.
Amazing. Any other plans this week? Anything exciting, Aaron, with your girlfriend?
You know what? I should probably take her to dinner or something. So yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just probably. Yeah, we're more of like a staycation type couple, anyways. Not San Diego's so nice. So yeah, maybe bounce around the city a little bit, find something. Find some fun place to drink cocktails outside, something like that. And James Bonzel, we're celebrating his birthday next weekend, so that's gonna be fun. That got to show the boys some love, even though he has a girlfriend and I have one, but we still have some time for each other. They're going to be there, of course, the girls, but
of course.
It's going to be fun.
I love how that's an afterthought. Like, yeah, they're going to be there too.
Oh, of course, of course. They're friends with each other, by the way. They're friends with each other.
Oh, good.
Oh, that
works
great.
out.
Yeah, works out. Double dates, We just can't bro out too much on the double dates or they won't be happy.
Yeah, keep it to a minimum. Oh, gosh. Well, Aaron, speaking of new ladies in everybody's lives, I want to get into the Bachelor Nation breakdown because Jill actually has some exciting news on this front, too.
I do. So last week I was talking about how I was looking into fostering and, kind of recovering from the loss of my cat. And then Saturday, a couple days later, something told me to go to the shelter. Literally, I woke up and I was like, I was laying out things to do that day. And I was like, I'm going to go to the shelter. And I don't know why, but I went there and I said, give me your snuggliest, best, most amazing cat ever. And so I met this little kitty. She's not a kitty. She's a cat. So she's 3. And I spent some time with her and then I went home and I was like, oh my God, like, do I get this cat? I'm really debating it. I was talking to my friends, my family, and then I used my magic 8 ball to
Oh my gosh.
I used my magic 8-ball to, this is like how nutso I am. So I was like, I need to make sure that the spirit of Sauce like approves of this. So I was like, Sauce, did you send me this cat? And then it said, so it shall be. And then I was like, Sauce, then I asked it again. I was like, Sauce, am I meant to get this cat? And it said, absolutely. And I was like, okay, well,
That's a sign if I ever heard one.
It's kind of looking affirmative. And then my boyfriend's like, flip a coin. And it was yes. So I was like, okay, fine. So I called and I went and I reserved her for the next day, got all the stuff, and then I adopted her. And I'm so happy. Her name is Petunia. And literally this cat is the funniest, best, most snuggly, like friendly cat ever. She is so healthy and such a joy.
That's amazing, Jill. Jill, you're glowing. You're positively glowing. You're
I'm
radiant
so
right
happy.
now. Yeah,
I know.
That
And she's
smile.
like, I don't know where she is, but she'll make an appearance.
So did she come with the name, or did you give her Petunia?
No, so she came with the name Missy, and I was like, we can't be doing that. And like upon naming animals, I normally go for like the most ridiculous thing. Like if it was a boy, I'd name it like Cheese and just like call it a day, you know? So I had Sauce, so I would just like name it something stupid if it was a boy. But she's such a lady. She's very like, she's very sweet.
Petunia.
And so she's Petunia, and I call her Toonie, and I just love her so much already. And she's honestly settling in really nice. She didn't like hide at all. She's just the greatest. So honestly, guys, adopt, don't shop. If you're looking for a pet, go to your shelter, see which one calls to you, and bring them home immediately. That is my advice.
And don't forget the magic 8-ball. You've got to have that.
I was gonna say, Jill, I have a question. Do you use that magic 8-ball? Do you use that magic 8-ball for other life decisions as well?
You know, I don't, but I maybe should. It's looking like it leads to some good decisions.
It looks like yours might be actually magic. And Petunia is Harry Potter's aunt, right? Aunt Petunia. So
Aunt Petunia. Oh my God, that's right.
There we go. There's a lot of magic
Petunia
involved.
Sucked. Oh my God, there's a lot of magic involved. But yeah, she's amazing, and everyone should go adopt. And she's the best thing ever. So that's my update. That's my Bachelor Nation breakdown.
I did see a picture of Petunia, and Petunia is, so I'm not like a cat or dog person. I would say like I'm both.
Yeah.
I'm not, no, okay, wait, hold up. Jill's so ready she's so ready to step on my neck. No, no, I like them both, to be honest. Yeah. And Petunia is probably the cutest cat I've just seen in recent years. So yeah.
In recent years. I know. I have to get her on here. I have to get her on so you can see her, but she's gorgeous. And I wouldn't normally go for a girl cat. For some reason, I just really love boy cats. So I was like, whatever, girl cat. But I'm telling you, sweetest cat ever. Highly recommend. Aaron, maybe you should get an animal. Cute. I know Mari has animals.
I do.
You should get an animal.
I don't know. I grew up I had a fish and a lizard. You know, obviously those aren't the same, but you know, maybe one day.
No, I think you do need one to kind of like soften you up, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, the next headline in our Bachelor Nation breakdown is Hannah Brown just moved to Nashville with her boyfriend, Adam Wool. They're super cute together. They've been together for a few years now. Mm-hmm. I know that they were in LA for a couple years, and now they're in Nashville, which seems to be like a big hub now for Bachelor Nation, apparently.
It really is.
Yeah, Nashville and San Diego. I know San Diego, right? In Nashville. I haven't been to Nashville ever, actually. But
what?
Me neither.
Yeah.
You guys. It's so fun.
We should all meet up.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Then we can interview in person. We can do a live podcast with everybody from Bachelor Nation. It's like such a crazy hub.
Everyone has to wear cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots and cowboy hats.
Oh,
I love it. Yeah, but Hannah and her boyfriend are so cute together. I think they're the real deal. I mean, this is a huge step for any relationship. And I think Nashville is just going to be like super lovey-dovey, like romantic vibes, in my opinion. So I think they're doing well, and I think they're going to keep doing well.
I know. I feel like everyone was expecting, like in Bachelor Nation, everyone expects, okay, hard launch, boyfriend for like a year, and then marriage, and then kids. And, you know, we operate at such a fast pace, but I really appreciate how she's been taking it slow and really giving it like its own time to grow. I think it's like really special to like move, especially moving like across the country to a new place. That's like huge commitment.
Did you watch her
Absolutely.
on that Special Forces show?
I didn't watch it, but I know she won.
Yeah, that's
Did she win?
insane. She did.
So-
Yeah, she was like,
Yeah,
she's
so
a hard ass. It's like,
Adam better not screw up.
No, I know.
no, he doesn't want to
she's
mess with
trained.
Hannah.
Special
She
set of
is.
skills.
I just love how multifaceted she is. I mean, she started off in pageants, like so did I. And then she became the Bachelorette, and now she's
Mhm.
thriving in her love life. She went on Special Forces, which was not easy by any means. Like the challenges that they had to do were pretty intense. So props to her.
I know. Love that. Love this move for her. Hoping for her happiness always.
Absolutely. Okay, let's get into our last Bachelor Nation breakdown article. And we're talking about Bachelor Nation at Coachella, which just had weekend 1. And then this coming up weekend, they will have weekend 2. And the fashion, have you seen some of these Instagram posts? Like everybody is killing it.
I have. I feel like it is the runway for Bachelor Nation / influencers to really strut
Yeah.
their stuff, you know? It's all about the
influencer-
outfits.
The Influencer Olympics. Did you see that? That's what people call it.
Is that
Yeah.
really-
That's funny. No, I saw
do agree
Serene
with that.
post one of her outfits, like super cute. She was wearing this pretty blue dress with some white cowgirl boots.
Oh,
It
she was
really
killing
killing
it.
it. There's lots
Yeah,
of
the sunglasses.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah. No, yeah, it was
I was
fine.
like,
They
yeah,
both
I was
killed it.
taking notes.
Oh, come on. Yeah, no, I do see the fashion. It does look epic. I've actually never been to Coachella one time.
Me neither.
Really? None of us? Is that why?
Yeah.
Are we just like not
we
going
broken?
on purpose? Are we just not going
Yeah.
on purpose at this point?
I am
That's kinda
100%
Gotta
not
plan
going on
trips now.
purpose. I know, like, I just don't think Coachella would be my vibe. It's so funny because Rachel and Genevieve went, and I predicted, first of all, they both looked incredible, but I was like, you guys are going to be in bed by 8:30. You guys are going to be in bed because I know them. I've traveled with them many times before, and we are always in bed. If we're out, we look at each other, we're like, should we go home? And just imagine being like in a dusty desert, surrounded by drunk people. It's hot, and then it's super cold at night. There's loud music. No, it's just like too much. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why people go. It's just not my vibe.
I feel that, but I think one of the biggest reasons is if you like are a super fan of one of the artists. Bad
For
Bunny's
sure.
headlining. He's the first Latino headliner ever, so that's super exciting. And I'm a huge fan, so I really wanted to go.
Oh,
But we
Yeah.
already had our cruise planned, so it's just too much for 1 week. But one
Yeah.
day I will make it to Coachella.
Yeah.
I did do we called it a couchchella, and we just live streamed it and sat on the couch and drank a little bit. So that was fun. But the main reason I don't want to go, which is weird, is I don't want to inhale the dust and like
Right.
cough.
I know.
Oh,
It's
feel like
almost
you're
I've
like
never thought of that.
Yeah, it's like you cough for like weeks after some people. I don't know if this is true, but like my boy told me he was coughing up a storm because he inhaled the dust. So yeah,
Ew.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
dirty. I don't know. I feel, but is on the same grounds as Stagecoach, which is another Bachelor Nation. Like a lot of stuff happens at Stagecoach, and I'm honestly very excited for that this year. Isn't it like in a couple of weeks, maybe?
Yeah, it is. It is. I know I had some conflict like scheduling wise with our James
Same.
celebration. Yeah, so it should be coming up.
Oh wow! So you guys were planning to go?
No, I'm not. I have something else. I have something else. We're celebrating James that weekend, but yeah, it's like in a week or 2 or 10 days.
Okay. He's like, I'm not counting
To
down
be
or anything, but it's in 10 days.
It's in like 10 days, like 10 minutes and 5 seconds.
But yeah, Jill, a lot of stuff does go down at Stagecoach. I mean, we've had a huge drama featured in Paradise a couple of years ago.
I know.
It's kind of a big, I don't know, grounds for some drama.
Yeah, I feel like if you're part of Bachelor Nation and you go to Stagecoach and you may be going to Paradise, maybe you should rethink one or the other. You know, it doesn't sound like they really go together, but it does make for some good drama. It does make for some good TV. So you know what? Everybody who's thinking about going to Paradise, you should go to Stagecoach because I want to watch.
It definitely makes it more entertaining.
It definitely makes it more entertaining. Yeah. Okay. So I think this is a good time to go into our clickbait of the week. This one's actually a really fun one. So we're going to have a conversation about what counts as cheating these days. So this article kind of goes through different people's opinions on what counts as cheating, different boundaries in relationships, and kind of how over the years it has transformed massively. I know that we were all at one point part of a polyamorous relationship, or maybe like non-monogamous, because we were all in the show. So we kind of understand the different dynamics within relationships. But I would like to pose the question to you guys. What do you think counts as cheating?
I think anything that's non-monogamous that isn't explicitly like, for example, if the boundaries aren't set right from the start and you're being non-monogamous, that could be, there has to be some sort of commitment made between the two people, and just like not being on the same page, commitment. I don't know. I'm not really saying it in that pretty of a package, but essentially cheating can be on any different medium, in person, social media, all that kind of stuff. If it's not, if you have a commitment between you and someone else, and you're entertaining someone else in any way, then it's cheating, in my opinion. That makes sense.
Okay. So I know you mentioned how, you would have to go over, I don't know, not necessarily ground rules, but it would have to be an understanding between you and your partner. So you're in a new relationship. Have you discussed, hey, I wouldn't be comfortable if you do this? Because I feel like that's such an awkward conversation to have with your partner. Like, hey, please don't cheat on me. This is what I consider as cheating. It's because everyone does have different ideas about what cheating is. So is that something that you've talked about with your girlfriend?
Yeah, so it was a little bit simpler than that, just because we live comparable lifestyles in that way. Like we, if you're in a relationship with someone that's very like, out there having a lot of casual sex or something, and you get with someone that's potentially not doing that, there could be a lot of more conflict in that kind of space. For her and I, we both lived pretty much in the same way, so we didn't really have that many issues. It was mainly like, hey, if it wouldn't like me doing this to you, then I probably wouldn't like it as well. You know what I mean? Okay. And we've not really had any issues. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kay and I didn't either have like an upfront explicit conversation about it, but infidelity is like a huge deal to me. It was the catalyst to my parents divorcing. So that was obviously not fun to be part of as a kid, and obviously have been cheated on also in my own relationship. So it's just something I despise. Absolutely. And I remember asking while we were in Paradise, I said, so in terms of like infidelity, cheating, like what would your reaction be if you found out I did something that you didn't like, that you considered cheating? And he was like, well, we'd probably have to break up. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Correct. So it was just kind of a way to see like where his head at in terms of like how he views cheating, in terms of how serious it is. Is it something that he would be like, oh, I don't care, So luckily we're on the same page about that.
Yeah. And I think also having like a past, I think everyone has maybe experienced it in some way. I feel like it's such a common thing, but having like a traumatic past associated with it, like a divorce or, something really bad like that, I think it really kind of like solidifies your stance on it. So I'm going to go through just some examples that were in the article and see if you guys think it's cheating or not. So I think the most obvious one is sex.
Yes, cheating.
Okay. A drunken kiss. So, I was drunk. That's always something we hear. A drunken kiss.
Cheating.
That's cheating.
Cheating. Drunk words are sober thoughts,
Agreed.
Okay. Texting or DMing someone and hiding it.
Cheating.
Yeah, cheating.
Yeah. I feel like especially if there's an intent to cheat, like, why are you hiding this from me? It could be because it's not a big deal and they don't see it as cheating, or it's just a friendly conversation. But if they're actively hiding it, I feel like you just have an intuition. So I'd say cheating. Okay. What do you guys think about emotional cheating? So being really close to somebody, kind of feeling like you're feeling a little distant from your partner, and then finding out that, they have this blossoming kind of emotional relationship with somebody else.
I mean, if my girlfriend is telling her relationship problems to some other straight dude at the workplace, no, that's not okay with me. Then to me, it just sounds like he's on the bench. She knows who's next.
On the bench.
He's on the bench.
But if she's planning for a next person, is that not concerning? I mean, I find that
that's super concerning. That's super concerning.
That is really concerning.
She's not invited to the cookout.
Oh my gosh. Well, one of my good friends had a divorce because her husband was emotionally cheating with one of his coworkers. And it wasn't like spilling relationship drama, but it was more so like, I miss you, like things like that, like weird things.
Mari, just to finish, work wife, work husband. Yeah, I don't play that. No.
I don't play with that.
No way.
I'm the husband. Okay. And then, well, okay. What about like if your partner is, I feel like a lot of it comes down to insecurity as well. Because, you know, if they have a friend of the opposite sex, or if you're in a same-sex relationship, the same sex, then what if somebody's uncomfortable with that? You know, Aaron, would you want your girl hanging out with another straight guy? Mari, would you want Kenny hanging out with another like straight girl, just one-on-one?
I mean, look, I preferably no, but at the end of the day, if they're really good friends with a guy that's, you know, that for whatever reason, I have to trust them. I trust her, so I'm fine with it. Would I trust the guy? Probably not. You know, like, would he make a move if he could? I mean, look at her. She's beautiful and she's fun. Like, I wouldn't blame him if he did. You know, that's the only thing him and I probably have in common is that we both like her, right? So I understand it, but I would prefer that wasn't even a situation. Yeah, you're right. But, you know, I'm not going to prevent it or try to control it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think so. Kenny has a couple of female friends that he's been friends with for a very long time. And I remember one time before I had even moved to Chicago, we were like fresh off of Paradise, and she works for a radio station. So she's constantly getting like free concert tickets and event tickets and stuff. And she always invites him. Right. So I remember him saying like, oh yeah, there's this concert I'm going to go to with Lisa. And at first, again, this is like fresh off of Paradise. In the beginning, I was like, I don't really like that. Like, I don't know this person. But again, my last relationship before Kenny, I was constantly being cheated on, constantly being lied to. And so that kind of still had a little bit of a hold on me. But I mean, I was like, you know what? No, I trust him. Like, this is a completely new relationship, different person. And he's amazing. Like, I know nothing would ever happen. Eventually, I did get to meet Lisa, and like, we're great friends. She's awesome. So yeah, I think ideally you don't want that to happen. But in the end, it's about trusting your partner.
Yeah, for sure. Trust. We can all agree on that. We should be trusting of our partners and also following our intuition. If we think something's fishy,
we're usually right.
We are usually right. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, women's intuition is definitely real.
Definitely real. Men's intuition.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, I don't really have good intuition. I'll walk off a cliff. I don't even know it's there.
Oh, Aaron. God bless you.
All right. Well, now seems like the perfect time to bring on our guest this week, Christina Mandrell. We've really been looking forward to hearing from her. Actually, everyone has. This is the first podcast she's done since, like I said, the last season of The Bachelor.
She's never done a podcast.
Never. So we have some piping hot tea. We're going to get the scoop. You know, the exclusive. And yeah, clickbait, Bachelor Nation. Please welcome Christina Mandrell to the podcast.
Christina Mandrell, hello, how are you? Welcome to Clickbait.
Hi, thanks for having me. How am I? I'm just out of breath already. I've been going, but I am happy to be here today. So thanks for having me.
Well, we are super excited to have you here for your podcast debut. We haven't met. I'm Mari, by the way. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you as well. I don't think I've met any of you guys, but I'm familiar with who you guys are.
Oh, good. Thank God. That was going to be a little awkward.
Christina, what's up? Good to meet you. Aaron.
Hi, nice to meet you. And then hello, Jill. Your makeup is just like flawless.
Oh my God. Thank you. Stop.
I was going to say mine. I'm not wearing it. It's just lighting.
It's the beauty
flawless
filter,
without
Aaron.
It's the no makeup, Aaron.
Hey, let's go.
We love that. I know that you have some roots in country music. So do you want to talk about that a little bit? Let's talk about your family and where you came from.
Sure. So I do have some roots down in Nashville, which is where I am now. Born and raised. I've lived other places in between, but ultimately always coming back to Nashie. My mom is the youngest sister of the Mandrell sisters. So there's 3 of them total. back in the day, they used to be a thing. They had a show. My Aunt Barbara, I guess she was kind of like the main one, you would say. She's really big country singer, would be like her and Taylor Swift are the only ones that actually have been a country music singer of the year award like twice in a row or something like that. I don't know. Now I think Taylor's like ran away with it, but that was back in the day. My mom had me, I'm the youngest of 3, and she had me when she was 40. So that was like way before me anyways. That was a long time ago. I don't do country music.
But you were in a Taylor Swift music video. What was that like? Tell us all of it.
Yes, and it did not take long for the Swifties to find that at all. They're impressive. If I need anything like found out, I'm gonna call them for sure. So in Nashville, there are a lot of music videos. I've been signed with like an agency just to do kind of little acting things here and there since I was 11. And that was one of like the first things I did. So I was actually 12, not 15, which is the name of the music video. And so that was forever ago. And I just went, I was an extra through the agency, and then they picked me out to be like the featured, I guess. But she was so sweet, so nice. I live in Hendersonville, technically not Nashville. So 15 minutes north, and that's where she's from. And so like she still has a place here. And so you see her just randomly around in town. The playground that I take my daughter to, like she, sponsored and built and designed and stuff. So yeah, she's pretty big in this neck of the woods and everywhere now.
So question, has life been a whole lot different since this show? It sounds like you had some familiarity with like, I don't know, famous people or cameras, stuff like that. How is it now?
Well, I was only on 3 episodes, you guys. But I think, over the weekend I went out for Kristen Whitney's birthday. And so we're on Broadway, which I just try not to go there often. But there was, there was like a line of people ending up needing, like wanting pictures with us and stuff. So that's definitely new and different. So in that sense of things, besides that, like I'm still doing same old thing. Like I said, only 3 episodes. So I wasn't gone for long. I'm still doing my work, my same job and everything. So
what do you do for work?
I'm a content creator. I mean, that's what
go ahead, say it.
Christina Mandrell, content creator. No, I also didn't write that down, but technically that is true. So there's a clothing company I've been with for about 4 years now. And actually before that, I was with 2 other companies for 2+ years doing the same thing. So technically, yes, content creating. And I just got back from Kentucky. So I was in Kentucky this morning shooting clothing, and then ran back here to talk with y'all. And so, yeah, we're out of town like twice, like 2 weeks out of the 4 weeks in a month, shooting clothing, making silly TikToks and stuff like that. So, I mean, I can't complain. It's really fun. And it's the same girls too that I model with and whatnot. So we're really close.
And I just to go back really quick, I know you mentioned you were on 3 episodes, but you definitely made a big impact in the house, obviously, to the fans, they're lining up to take pictures with you. So just to kind of put yourself in that mindset then, were you really surprised that at that time that you were going home so soon? How did it feel?
How did it feel? Well, cut to me crying on the stairs. I went into this whole journey experience thing with no expectations. So don't want to say I was like surprised, because I didn't expect anything, because that's how I was kind of like guarding my heart, and I wanted to get the most out of the experience and grow from it and take this opportunity that I once in a lifetime shot. And so I wouldn't say surprised, but I definitely, with the connection that I had built at that time, I didn't expect to go that soon after the fact of actually liking him and having that connection, if that makes sense.
Right. And you had the first one-on-one of the season, which is huge. And so I think it's like totally fair to say that you would be shocked to go home so early.
And you met his family, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
So did you feel like a certain amount of pressure or maybe jealousy from people in the house? Did you notice anything like that?
No, wait, like I felt it towards me.
Did you feel it like after you came back from your date?
Well, you kept it a secret, right? You didn't tell the girls that you had met his family. So did that, I mean, I know that some of the girls found out when Zach came in. Did that kind of create, I know that created some tension. Do you want to talk about kind of how that affected your relationships in the house?
Yeah, sure. I think that I was just kind of, since I did have that early on date, I didn't have that time in the house to bond with the girls as much. And so I think there were a few, days there with that. And then the football uh, date after that, I kind of was in bed all day long after that game. So there were like 2 different days, which that's a long time in the mansion, that all the girls were bonding and I just wasn't there to do that. So I was unaware. In hindsight, I do think that there was misunderstandings with me and not understanding like who I was and my character as a person because of that. So I think that, I don't know if it would be jealousy or not per se, but I think misunderstanding, I definitely feel like that was the situation. That was the case.
Okay.
Because there would be, so after the football date, we had the, what would you call, the after party cocktail thing.
Yeah, the cocktail.
And there were a couple girls that was like, well, I haven't even like talked to you ever because I've known that people have been saying that you're not, not good to be around and that you're a bully and all this. And I was just like, well, that's kind of the point right there. You've never even talked to me. Like, you don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. And I know that there was that conversation, and it came up at the women tell all as well that you kind of sucked all the energy out of the room. And I remember at the women tell all, you said that you're like, thank you for your feedback. I will implement this in the future. Did you think, like looking back now, could you see some validity in that? Or do you look back and say, no, like I'm just being myself and I think everybody should respect that?
I don't think that means people have to respect that. I did kind of in the house. Number one was to be myself, always stay true to myself, because no matter what, there's going to be some kind of misunderstanding or whatever the case, some kind of drama somewhere. And I know that if I have like me as a rock for myself of staying true to myself and not going out of character, that I can ground myself there. And so I knew that my intentions were pure and that I am a good person and I didn't mean to hurt anyone. But I mean, intentions don't mean as much all the time. So I mean, I just wanted to listen to, the feedback that the girls were giving me. But on the other hand, like there wasn't much that I felt like I could do to change. I kind of needed that back at me as well. Like, hey, well, can you kind of look at it from a different angle as well? And maybe, yeah, I'm a lot and I'm loud and I don't want to just, dim that down. I don't want to be annoying, but at the same time, I don't want to sit there and just be overthinking, am I going to step on anyone's toes? Because ultimately, I want to be myself. So it was just this big confusing mess of what, like, just misunderstanding. I just keep saying that, but that's how it was.
I think an example they showed on the episode, maybe you can like kind of walk us through it, was when Charity got that group date rose. And yeah. And then you said you were confused as to why you didn't get it. That seemed to make some waves.
That definitely made some waves. So I also would love to talk about that just briefly. So we have the football date. I was there for the right reasons. But if there were a reason that I wasn't there for the right reasons, it would have been for the football game, because it was just like, it lives rent free in my, like, that was such a special time for me, because to be included like on a team with like the girls, I traveled a lot when I was little. I never got to like stay on a team of any sort, but I love to do like sports and athletic things. I went to a community college, and like I was married before. So like I haven't like had this whole like big group girl house friend experience. And so to feel included and like do all that, like that meant so much to me, regardless of the win or not. Like that was so cool. So I'm even like afterwards in my interview just crying, and I'm just like, we came through, and it meant so much. And I, mind you, I had no clue at this time that the girls were being rubbed the wrong way by me. And so we get to this after party, and right away it's kind of like, I'm getting that kind of feedback towards me. where, hey, we've been staying away from you, whatever. And I'm just like, wait, what? And I had the same reaction of like, well, thank you for telling me because I didn't know. Let me think about that. So that kind of sent me into the whole like little bit of disassociating, a little bit of like, am I the problem? What have I done? Am I a horrible person? And so there was like a brief moment of that, which is scary when you're like in this experience. You don't have like your family there. You don't have your normal things. And I'm just like questioning everything. And I felt like a monster. And I'm like, wait, what have I done? I don't mean to be hurting people. And then you try to overcompensate and, then it just gets worse and worse. Also with I was not drunk. That was like, I don't know if you guys did you guys do the Bachelor Bowl as well? Like, were you?
Oh, I did the Bachelor Bowl.
So I was just beat emotionally and physically. And then we have the drink in our hand, of course, to like be cheersing and stuff. So I think I had one, maybe two drinks, but I was not like drunk. With the charity thing, she is amazing. We were roommates. We hit it off right away. I am so happy for her. Very looking forward to the season. What I meant by the confusion thing was that I was confused on what I was supposed to say because I had just had all this feedback from the girls of them saying, you seem fake. You're trying to act like you're happy for everyone, but all this. And so, when asked, how is it that she got a rose? I'm like, I'm confused on what I'm supposed to say. And so that's where that came from. She deserves all the roses in the world. Like that never bothered me one bit. Okay. Of course not. Like that's like even like it's silly. I get why I have to explain that, but that was never, ever, ever, in question. But there was that, again, misunderstanding because everyone has it in their head that I'm the bully. I have it out for people. And I'm like, la-di-da. I have no clue that people think this. Right. So, yeah.
So in hindsight, do you have any maybe regrets about some of the actions that you had? Because obviously afterwards you do get to see the season before Women Tell All, and we'll get into that in a second. But when you're able to actually see everything back, do you maybe see how they were rubbed the wrong way? Because I'll be honest, I was a little confused also.
Yeah. So, yeah, I absolutely see that. And I see the other side. I think doing this whole experience, like it's really just crazy to be able to watch it back and watch yourself and cringe at all the things, but then also have the world watch it back too. And so then you get so many different sides of things. So I think, again, it's just so important to ground yourself on staying true to yourself. I am never questioning, like it was never in my head of like questioning, oh, was I jealous? And that, like, that's, I have that to ground myself on. But beyond that, it's like, I don't know what else I would have done in that moment. I think there was something that I have grown, I think, and I'm trying to practice and bring into my everyday life is that I've always just kind of like, I'm fine. Like, I'm always like, I'm fine. I can handle if I'm upset or hurt or whatever, I'll deal with it. Like, but if someone's expressing to me that they're hurt, regardless if it's because of me or not, like if they're upset about something, it's not like in my second nature to just be like, oh, well, glad you brought it up because I'm also upset. I'm not trying to like one up it, but I think there's some sort of balance to like also expressing like your take on things, your reality of what you're experiencing, and that being okay. So I'm trying to bring that in. It's just, I'm the little sister and I'm like, I don't want to be naggy. I don't want to be annoying. I'm fine. I'll be fine. And so I think that's where I don't regret what I did, but I think that's what I've grown from and what I would maybe do differently. If I could redo it is like, not keeping anything that's bothering me on the inside as well. Because yeah, I mean, hearing these things did hurt, and I would like to. Maybe I should have expressed my side of it instead of just being like, "Oh, okay, great, thank you for telling me. So sorry." Like maybe I should have been like, "This is what I meant by it."
Okay, and so I know there were some tough episodes for you. So did you show your daughter? Did your daughter watch?
No,
I know your mom. Okay. Yeah, because that could be tough. So how is Blakely May, and does she kind of know what's going on in your life? And does she know mommy's on TV? How does she feel about all of this?
I think she's probably forgotten by now, but whenever the episodes were airing, I guess her teachers at school must have been watching it. Actually, I know they were, because since then I've been to the Scholastic Book Fair. You guys remember those?
Yeah.
We went to one the other day. I was like, you have to get a book, but I'm over there getting pens and stuff, little like a diary, and I'm like, oh wait, this is for you, not me. But the teachers would come up to me from different classes and like be like, oh, we watched this show and all this. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So rewind, I think first episode airs, and the teachers must have said something, and she came home. She was like, "Mommy, do you have something to tell me? Am I famous?" And I was
No. Am I
Wow.
famous?
I'm like, well, like, what do you even say that? They don't have how to respond to that in the books that you read to become a parent. But
Right.
yeah, she yeah, I don't know. She's definitely not gonna watch that anytime soon.
Okay. Did you get any advice from other Bachelor Nation parents? Because I know, it's a tight-knit community. Have you spoken to any of them, taken any advice, given any advice?
Absolutely. So yeah, the parents, I don't know if you saw, I did a little video with the Forming an Alliance or whatever. Amanda Stanton's been like an amazing I mean, she's just like goals and everything. So I mean, I definitely look up to her. I've been a fan for a long time, and so she gave some advice. Michael, after being salty about not being included in that video, he messaged me, and he was super sweet. And then throughout the airing, Nate was tweeting and stuff, and just I love the parents. I love that. I definitely feel like they included me and supported me, because that's, I mean, everyone has their things, but there's definitely some backlash for even considering going on for being a parent.
Well, I love that you are now part of such a supportive community of parents. But I also want to pivot a little bit, because you're also super supported by Blakely May's father and his girlfriend, which is kind of interesting. Tell us a little bit about that.
How long do you have? Because you guys, it gets crazy. So yeah, long story short, him and I, we're together. I just turned 17 like the week we met.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, I got married at 19. My plan was I just wanted to be a mom. And so kid was on purpose. Actually miscarried twins before her, had her. It was really complicated pregnancy, but she's here. She's thriving. She's actually preemie. And so that happened. We were married for five and a half years or so. And then when COVID happened, our schedules never really aligned before, so we didn't really have to see each other much. It was like, there's the kid, pass it on the way out. I'm going to work. You're going to work. So when 2020 happened, we spent. I bought a boat, and then we were just together a lot, and we realized maybe civilly, this wasn't really. We're still young. Let's make this decision, and we didn't feel pressure to be together because of the kid, if that makes sense. We tried to make it work, but then it was ultimately it's really clear we would like for her to see a healthy, happy marriage, not just we're staying together because of you. So that was a decision. It was very mutual. And then he's been dating Sydney is her name, and he's Blake, so Blakely. Sydney is the girlfriend, and they've been together for 3 years now, I think. But so we started doing these co-parenting TikToks, which some of them got some attention, and you guys are gonna die. I haven't said this online yet. So her mom sees it, shows her mom. Long story short, we find out because of her mom and they saw the Mandrell name, that we're third cousins.
No way. So you and the girlfriend are third cousins? Yeah. Okay, well, at least you and your ex-husband are third cousins. But
hey, yeah, much better scenario.
Jill, I love that you said that. I love that you said that, because my response whenever I found out, it was to say, well, at least me and you weren't dating, Sydney. And they were like, that's not the time to say that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Right. That's hilarious and so weird.
So we're just keeping it in the family,
Right. It's a familial bond. Okay. Well,
he's got a type.
He's got a type. Yeah. Something in the blood.
Yeah, genetically.
So wrong.
That's hilarious. So, are you close with anybody from your season?
Yeah. So, actually, basically everyone, I'm friends with everyone. There's, but I would say Madison, Becca, Victoria, everyone that kind of was out of the house before me, we just have this big bond. We had, right coming out of the house, and I've seen all of them pretty much since. But yeah, there's no one that I am not friends with. I don't think. I think after the tell-all, I think it was big for me to realize there were actual like issues that people had with me. And so like that was kind of what you saw there, me just being like taking it in. And so since then I've had one-on-ones with some of the girls, I mean, including Brianna and Brooklyn and all that, and chats like just on the phone. So there's no issues. Hopefully, if there is with anyone out there, call me, please.
Well, speaking of I was actually going to bring up, speaking of the tell-all, so how did you feel going into that day, and were you prepared for how it played out, would you say?
That's a hard question, Mr. Clancy. So was I prepared? I actually don't think I was prepared. And like I said, no hard feelings towards anyone now. I do think I was a little bit blindsided, shocked about, when my name was mentioned, Mr. Palmer, like the amount of words that were coming out as fast as they were and as loud as they were. So I think that's what I saw is like, and I'm definitely not one to like raise my voice or argue or anything like that. So there's a couple times that I like tried to raise my hand, but I think they're very passionate about the things they were saying, so I just let them talk.
Okay. How did you feel when you found out that Brianna wasn't going to be at the taping?
I was definitely looking forward to like that time to talk with her again, but like I said, now afterwards I just called her, instead, once I realized. I think that was kind of what I was waiting for. So then once I realized she wasn't there, we've chatted and talked and stuff. Now all's good.
Okay. We love a clean slate. So I know you said that if you were to do it all over again, would you want to do it all over again on the beaches of Mexico?
Paradise
something that's on your mind?
The fans want to know. The fans
are demanding this.
Never say never. If I had like a friend who was thinking about maybe possibly going, you guys have all been. What would you like? What's some advice you would give them, or like what's the best day bed there that you could call like dibs on?
Shady Acres, right? Is that? I know they have
the middle one.
Names. Yeah,
the middle one. Okay,
the middle one.
That.
Yeah,
I'll tell that friend that.
Okay, so is this friend hypothetically you, or are we?
Yeah.
Could be you.
Yeah.
Okay. And hypothetically speaking, would there be anybody that you'd want to see there? Do you have your eyes on anybody?
That is critical.
We need that. We actually need that information.
Yeah.
It's required.
You don't want to see anyone there. No.
I don't like have like a type per se. I think in my recent like adult dating years, that sounds weird the way you put it, Christina, that I'm just so open-minded. And I think that, to prove my own point that I don't know what I want, like I got married and divorced and all that. So like maybe, I don't know. I'm just so like, I have no expectations. So once again, maybe going in there the wrong way if that friend was going, but I think no expectations, no. Maybe that's the wrong. I don't know. No
so
plan.
Way to avoid the question.
I know there has to be some people that you have your eye on, because when you get there, you have to know kind of who to beeline to. You can talk and be chummy, but things happen fast. All of a sudden you're alone on the daybed and you're like, oh my God, what's happening? So
I called dibs and no one showed up.
Right.
No, I really, who do you think, if hypothetically speaking, I were to go, who do you think I would be cute with?
Ooh. I don't know. I think the people that I know, Tyler Norris is a dear friend of mine. He's such a cutie pie.
Oh. He's really but exactly what you're saying. So he's like a little cutie pie. I think I might run over him with my loudness.
Right, but he would do anything for you, baby. He would do anything for you. Okay, that's not your type. Okay.
I'm in the South, and like being raised, like I think there's I'm over the whole like toxic masculinity. Like if I go on a date, like if I ask a guy on a date, like I'm gonna pay if I asked him on a date. You know what I mean? Like I want an equal relationships, it's like a teeter-totter. Sometimes we're going to need to give and take. It doesn't need to be equal all the time. But I don't like the whole, like, he needs to do this for me. Like, I love
That's
that
queen
for people that
energy.
need
Queen energy.
Aaron's
I
like,
wanna-
yes.
I want to spoil my man. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I want like a partnership, and like that's
Yeah.
new to me in my adult life, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Or not.
And you-
That's the thing. Or not. Maybe I'm independent. I'm. It's not just me. I've got my baby girl. Like
Right.
and I don't
Mhm.
need anyone. So like, give it. Give or take.
So, Christina, it has been so amazing to speak with you. I'm so happy that we got to host your podcast. Kind of, what is that called?
Debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your podcast debut. So, to finish this off, we're going to play a little game of quick fire, rapid fire questions. So, just first thing that you think of when I ask these questions.
All right.
Okay. What is the first thing you do after you wake up?
Ooh, I hit snooze for 5 more minutes to snuggle. No, I really just like snuggle my girl for like an intentional 5 minutes to like just hold her while she's still sleeping, and because she grows so fast, it's crazy.
Right. Okay. What is your go-to cocktail?
Jack Daniels whiskey.
Okay. True Southern gal. One place in the world you have to visit.
There's no particular place. I think like going to the Dead Sea would be cool. That's like coming to mind for some reason. I want to be able to like people float in it, and I don't really believe how easy it is supposed to be. So I'm a little skeptical. I want to go try it out.
That's unique. I haven't heard that one before.
That is unique.
I
Just want to float around.
I'm trying to float and exfoliate. Exfoliating.
Okay, cats or dogs?
Sharks.
Sharks.
Okay. Dogs. If I had to choose dogs.
What is the screensaver on your phone?
Oh, well, speaking of dogs, it's actually this dog.
With the rose. Oh,
Is it a
that's so
rose?
Yeah.
cute.
Oh my goodness. How adorable.
Yeah, this is Jesse Palmer's dog.
No. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It makes sense.
Palmer's dog.
The rose
No,
makes
I
sense.
knew you were gonna rapid fire that one, so I wanted to.
Oh, you were? Okay, so that's actually hilarious. Oh my god, you have to tag Jesse. That's so funny. Okay, go-to karaoke song.
Oh, ooh, why was I about to start singing? That's not what you asked. What's the song where it's like,
We don't mind.
and then it's not gonna be good. But like, and then I cry sometimes when I'm
Oh my god,
lying in bed. What is that?
Get it up. What's up?
Everyone together.
By four non-blondes.
Yeah,
yes.
Four Non-Blondes. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Or I like to do. I don't know. I mean, this is a family show. It's fine. It was an Austin
Is it a
Powers.
family
This
show?
next song. I don't know. Blakely's not watching it. My go-to is like by the Divinals. Like I touch myself because no one's listening. If I'm feeling shy and I don't want to like sing, like no one's listening to my singing capabilities at that moment. They're just like shocked by the lyrics.
It's a tactic. I see.
Okay.
And then last question. What is one piece of advice that you would give to anybody who goes on The Bachelor in the future?
Ooh, one piece of advice. Respect yourself first.
Okay.
Yeah, don't try to please everyone. Just respect yourself.
Okay.
Solid advice. Rock solid.
Well, Christina Mandrell, thank you so much for being here. We had a blast with you, and we're so excited to be your podcast debut. We hope that this isn't your last, and we hope to see much more of you, maybe in Paradise. But we definitely hope that you come back and chat with us some more, especially if you do go on Paradise.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Wow, I really liked Christina.
I
did too. She's a fun time.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm a fan. I really hope, selfishly, that we see her in Paradise, even just for entertainment, if nothing else. But I do hope she finds love.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're rooting for her too.
By the way.
We are rooting for her too. Yeah, that was good. I'm glad that she came prepared with it. But she didn't tell us who she was interested in. So I guess we really will have to tune in to see. So hopefully we see her.
She's a wild card.
I'm excited for the season.
Card.
Yeah, same.
Well, again, we just want to thank Christina Mandrell for being here today. And thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in.
And as always, make sure to subscribe and submit all your burning questions. Check us out on socials and like, comment, DM us. You know where to find us at ClickbaitBN on Instagram. From there, you can find our TikTok and Facebook.
Share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you're looking at this week. And Prime members, make sure to listen to Clickbait ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today, or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. But before you go, tell us a little bit about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Thanks again, everyone, and make sure to tune in next week for a new episode of Clickbait.
Bye.
Bye.